Demon fighting story. Let me tell you what happened yesterday. It was a little scary, but not so scary because the light of the creator was right above the whole issue. So, there's a particular issue that I really care about in humanity. And maybe you can assume as to some of the videos that I've made about it in order to address the issue. And so I decided I'm going to, and I have more information. I'm going to correlate it together. I'm going to put together a really great illustrator package, like, like an image that people are going to read and look at the images and be like, oh, I'm moved, I'm moved to action. Yeah, I think this guy got it. He knows what's going on. He's putting the pieces together. And it's a big thing. It would really take a cultural giant change within America. So, so I'm putting it together. I go on Illustrator and I take an image of a brain. So you can kind of, see the So I'm taking this, and if you know Illustrator, I'm live tracing it, which means I'm basically making it into a vector image. I don't know what the, I forget my teachings. So, and then I'm removing all the background, and I'm making it into an object, and then so I'm copying it, and I'm flipping it, reversing it, and I'm copying it, and I'm flipping it, reversing it, and so there's the technique that I do and change the opacity, basically to come up with a pattern. So I'm taking the brain, I'm flipping it this way, making a copy, and then putting it together, and then what I'm doing is I'm making a copy of that, and then flipping it this way, and then putting it on top of that in order to basically it starts to make like a little flower because it's a circle. You got shapes all around and they're all combined and uniformed and making a shape. So I really liked it. It was really cool. It was really awesome. I mean, some of these really strange images were starting to pop up because I've also changed the opacity on on the images, so they were laid on top of each other, so you could see some of the faint images and some of the faint images. So it had kind of like a little bit of a 3D effect kind of thing. So I really like that. I've been doing it for a while. I really like that effect. So, and then I saw like an eye. I clearly saw like an eye, like a third eye, and it looked a little scared, right? And right below it, I saw almost like if you're familiar with He-Man on Netflix, um, you see the staff of Skeletor, and you see that face and the horns and whatnot. And I'm thinking off the top of my head, Ares. What am I taking on? I'm taking on War, Division, Ares, all that kind of stuff. So I started to realize that there are like people that make prayers, when they want their thing to win or whatnot, their high school, whatever. And so you really have a lot of energy, like in this particular issue. So it's not something that I could just waltz right in and be like, even with a clever little flyer. And I think that the flyer, and of course the computer froze. After I saw the image and I was like trying to get it, basically rasterize it so I can play around with it more. And then the computer froze. And then usually when I go back, when I shut down the program and I go back, it's still saved. Nope, it wasn't. So I felt this energy of like, okay, don't mess with it. In this particular matter, I think for me, energy cannot be destroyed. So you have to basically communicate it and give it a better option. That's pretty much it. So you really have to sit down with this particular energy and be like, listen, this is not, you get more out of this rather than this kind of like understanding. So, and shift its frequency into a positive frequency. So there's the tree below and the tree above. So yeah, so it was a little intense. I talked, you always should have sounding boards when things like this happen. When you get a clear message from the universe and it's like stop. It's like, you're walking around the forest and you see a sign that says, if you come in here, you may get shot. You're like, I don't think I want to go in there. This is the start of a horror movie. you know so that's so you anytime those kind of things happen, you just kind of like back yourself away and you're like, no, not today, Jesus. Not today. Jesus, help me. you know so yeah, so that's what I was thinking about. Now, in regards to this issue, have I completely let it go? No, I don't think. I think that it's an important issue, so I do have chutzpah. And I will be addressing it later, maybe in a little bit more personal issue. But I do inspire you to just educate yourself and put pieces together, because there's so many things out there. And Jazz is here. Jazz! He's here. He's my little boyfriend. Anywho, I want to wish you all a wonderful eternity. What do you think about my particular story? And I love you. All right, take care.